Dingus and Dongus.
Debacle.
Episode 13.
So we're on number 13.
Yes, this
Yeah.
time it's actually episode 13.
And it's been a month already?
Yeah, it's been a whole month.
A whole month.
What's even more funny is this is going to release like 2 weeks after.
Time.
Time travel.
Yes. Time. What is time?
It's been a whole month about 15 days ago.
Okay, so this week we're doing Moon Knight.
Yep.
By, did I just say week? This month.
This episode.
This.
Just say episode and you're
Yes.
right every time.
Yes. This time, we're doing Moon Knight by Jeff Lemire.
It came out and started in 2016. Obviously Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's 14 issues.
Yeah.
3 volumes, collections, 1 through 14.
Right.
And I'm going to jump straight to the end
Okay.
because it was, albeit heartfelt and good ending, it was an unsatisfying ending.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because no one, like, if you haven't read it, you're not going to get it, and I don't care. He basically came to terms with his supposed mental illness
Right.
and decided to live that way. Also, he killed a god, or his own god,
Right.
but it was just a poof. Like, it was very anticlimactic, I'll say.
Well, the way I read it was another take on the origin story. This is a new origin for Moon Knight.
Oh, so, okay.
Yeah, it's an origin for this version of Moon Knight.
Gotcha.
Yeah. With that in mind, like I felt like it wrapped up nicely for what it was trying to do,
I
which
mean,
leads to a new era of Moon Knight, which I haven't read.
me either. Yeah. I mean, it just wasn't super satisfying to me.
Yeah.
It was not a bad ending.
Right.
Like, it really wasn't. And there was some stuff you could read into it on a couple different levels.
Right.
But it just felt, it's like, oh, well, we're done now? Fuck.
Well,
but to your point, we're not. You just got to keep reading other
Right.
shit,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, like my impression of it is like, okay, we just finished with like the super 2-hour long season premiere.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that 100%. Yeah. Overall, like, this was a very fun book.
Yeah,
I liked it a
it's
lot.
crazy. For a lot of it, it's like, what's happening? What's going on?
He did so good at making you question what was real.
Yeah. Oh, he did
Throughout the whole thing.
amazing job.
Yeah.
And the art for all of it is, I thought it was wonderful.
Yes. Throughout.
Yeah.
And it was very distinctive art also for the other Void, or whatever it was, too. More
Mhm.
colorful, I'll say.
Right, and it cuts through a couple different styles. So it cuts through several different styles, like the Jake Lockley one where he's a cabbie. It's kind of very...
Pulpy, almost.
Yeah, very pulpy, very colorful.
Yeah. Neon, I would even say.
yeah.
Yeah. Fucking ruled.
The space sections is so much fun. I don't know what it reminds me of, but it reminds me of something, that art style.
It doesn't remind me of anything. I
Yeah.
just love that they're space wolves.
Oh, yeah.
Like, humanoid space wolves
Yeah.
in space, flying spaceships.
Yep.
Made me really fucking
And
happy.
the cyborg werewolf.
Yeah.
What was his name? Lupin?
Lupins. I
Yeah.
can't remember. Yeah. It was...
It's wild.
Yes.
It's fucking wild. And on the subject of art, his costume that he wears, the suit, that looks so cool.
It does. And on his costume, because he switches, as you know,
Yeah.
between the different multiple personalities. I don't know what that's called. It's not multiple personality disorder anymore.
It's a dissociative identity disorder.
So it's multiple personalities.
You're right.
And he has different outfits for each. But what I liked was when he left the crazy bin in the beginning,
Mhm.
he was what looked like me, and it probably wasn't, but wearing basically like whitey tighties
yeah.
on his head.
Yeah.
So I'm not
wrapped
crazy.
up all over his face. And somehow still had a moon on it.
Yeah, because he's fucking Moon Knight.
Yep.
I liked how I can't pronounce it.
I say Khonshu.
The
Yeah,
god guy,
yeah.
the birdie god
Yeah.
thingy. I liked that his font in his little text bubbles were different
Mhm.
than the rest, but also sort of made me think of hieroglyphics. They
Yeah.
weren't hieroglyphics,
Right.
but it was like, oh, that kind of looks like it could be influenced by.
Right. It's got a kind of ancient, dated look to
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Yeah. And something I noticed, Khonshu wears a white suit, just like Mark Spector.
Well, Mark Spector wears it because of Khonshu.
I was like, I've spent some time thinking about like that aspect of it, like them sharing the same outfit,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like,
Well, he's the avatar for this god in a sense, so
right, but I'm thinking of it as what if Khonshu, this version of Khonshu, isn't a god or anything. It's more of his mental representation of this personality that's so divorced from everything else, where it's like the mental representation of his obsession to get vengeance and justice.
Huh.
Yeah, that's how I'm reading it.
yeah. I mean, it's feasible.
Yeah,
You know.
to where like this version of conscious keeps telling him he needs to sacrifice everything, and get rid of all these people and only serve him, and essentially give up himself to this idea.
Yeah. Yep. So is it all inspectors?
I think it is.
Head?
And at the end, it's him saying, "No, I'm not going to let this obsession take over me."
But then he questions it. He's like, "Well, is this real?"
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah.
But I could see that being the case,
Yeah.
especially with how it just poofed. How Khonshu just poofed.
Right.
You know, he's like, "Nah, mental snap."
Mm-hmm. It's really fun.
There was a moment where he was going to fight Khonshu, and I guess there were cronies on dragonflies,
Mm-hmm.
and then he got on a dragonfly. Says, "Oh, so we're bug jousting or insect jousting?"
Yeah.
Okay, I had to chuckle with that. I was like, "Yeah, bug jousting."
There's a lot of fun moments in it. The psychiatrist, I guess, Emmett,
Yeah.
as an alligator, a moot.
Yes.
I thought that was really neat. How it just like cuts back and forth between like that. So it makes you wonder like which one are we?
Exactly.
Is it real?
Right, because there's one point where he's fighting in the subway.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, is he actually in a subway fighting these fucking creatures?
Yeah.
Or is he in a subway fighting the nurses and the psychiatrist?
Right.
Or is he actually in the hospital
Mhm.
fighting the nurses and the psychiatrist? Like,
Right.
who knows?
It keeps you guessing and never really gives you an answer.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
It wasn't so mysterious throughout the story as far as the story goes
Mhm.
that it left you hanging, but these
Right.
little questions added to the story,
Right.
which I thought was fucking cool.
And it doesn't make it confusing.
Nope.
I never felt confused about it. It's just like it's a fucking ride that fucking Lemire takes you on.
Yep.
It's just a fucking roller coaster.
Well, another instance of that was there was a scene and Moon Knight is wearing a Moon Knight costume, but it's off. It's
Mhm.
like almost too white. It doesn't look right.
Right.
And then a couple panels or pages later, it zooms out. It's one of Moon Knight's alter ego's film set.
Right.
So he's on. This is a different character
Right.
filming a Moon Knight actor.
Right.
I was like, "Oh, you son of a bitch! You son of a bitch!" I was gonna comment about how you fucked up art, just like the last episode on a character, but no, it was an actor,
Yeah.
and they were shooting a movie.
And the paneling work, like some of the panels,
There were a lot of
layouts.
triangles.
Yeah, it looks so cool.
Yeah.
Especially like I remember one where I think it was one of the shock therapy sessions.
Yep.
Where like he's kind of dazed and the panels are really small and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger until the last panel where he's actually getting shot is like bam.
Right.
And
Right.
I thought that was really good use of paneling and all that shit.
Well, they did the reverse of that too, where it was larger and got smaller and
Mhm.
smaller and smaller. I forget what instance. I just remember the panel layout,
Right.
and it was kind of him dozing out or something. I don't remember the context,
Right.
but it was reverse of what you said.
Right.
That was cool. I didn't understand fully why Gina's diner existed. Like, because there was characters in the loony bin that he escaped with, and then Gina was one of these characters. Why? What was the purpose of her diner? Is that like a... I wanted to think it was kind of like a purgatory situation.
Yeah.
But it didn't make sense to have purgatory in the story.
No.
It seemed like there was supposed to be an emphasis on this diner.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I mean, it could just be like a little safe space that he's carved out in his mind.
Could be, yeah.
Because, he ate pancakes there and got coffee.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah, seems pretty safe to me.
Yeah, anywhere you get pancakes and coffee and aren't fighting,
Hell yeah.
it's safe.
Now, I gotta say, like, aside from this 3-issue series, I actually haven't read too much Moon Knight aside from this.
Most of my Moon Knight exposure is him being in other people's books.
Yeah.
And it's usually he's a vigilante type character.
Right.
So getting this was a nice surprise because it broke what I thought I knew of Moon Knight.
Right.
And he makes perfect sense too with the character. It's like,
right.
Oh, he's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's great. And I read, as I mentioned to you, was it Warren Ellis bit?
Mm-hmm.
And he was essentially, he was insane, but he was still a vigilante in that series. Don't read that series. Or if you do, just read the first collection and then stop.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the art fucking just takes a shitter for the second collection.
Oh.
And like so much so that I put it down for years.
Yeah.
And then recently redid it. But we're not talking about that Moon Knight run.
No.
We're talking about the vastly superior Jeff Lemire Moon Knight run. And everyone should read it. I don't care who you are.
It's fucking great.
Like, if you hate superhero shit, you're gonna love this still. Like, it's...
Yeah, and I think that's one of the strengths with Jeff Lemire is, like, he could take superhero stuff and doesn't matter who you are, you will read it and love it.
Yep.
Like, I don't know, there's just, like, he's able to infuse, like, this awesome, like, human element into, like, these weird settings.
And this was definitely weird.
Yeah.
Who, fuck, I'm having a brain fart. Doggy Ferryman.
Dog-eating ferryman?
No, he's the Doggy Ferryman, Egyptian fella.
Oh, Anubis?
Yes, Anubis. I don't know. What's his lady's name?
Amput?
Okay. Why was she imprisoned in...
I don't think they ever really explained that.
It was just like, go get my lady,
Yeah.
and I'll let your dog go, your friend go.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that whole outer space Egypt little arc, I don't think that any of that was ever really explained.
Didn't need to be.
No.
It was just brought up a question.
Right.
You know.
I mean, you could just chalk it up to, like, say, dream logic.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is called the Other Void, or Outer Void.
Yeah.
Something Void.
Yeah. Now, one thing... Okay, so Moon Knight is, a lot of comparison between Moon Knight, Batman. Moon Knight is Marvel's Batman, all that shit. Rich, crazy people, vigilante.
Yep.
No actual superpowers.
Right.
I like that one line where he said he wants people to see him coming, and that's why he wears white.
Yes.
I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, I want them to see me coming.
It was like, that's how fucking crazy I am. I don't hide in shadows.
Yep.
Shit fucking ruled.
It was great. And I don't know if I could go back and read like 80s Moon Knight without being completely jaded.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff. Even in this collection, there was an issue.
Yep.
I didn't read it because I was like,
Yeah.
I'm on a mission. Like, I'm going to read this.
I kind of scanned it. One of the issues I have with kind of older comics is I find that they don't use the comic medium as efficiently as modern books.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of unnecessary words and exposition.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's been the case with a lot of the Silver Surfer books I have from the 80s. It's like, oh, this takes a lot to get through one issue.
Right.
and I didn't need to know 30% of it.
Right.
You know, so.
It becomes like a slog.
Yep.
Like I can understand a lot of like with a book using a lot of space to like carefully describe what's going on. But here you have pictures.
You have pretty pictures.
Yeah.
That's why I like them, for pretty pictures. The words and story just add to the pretty pictures. Honestly.
Yeah, and it's like you don't need to describe what's going on in the panel. Well,
Show
we
it.
can see it.
Let me see it.
Yeah.
That's like in movies too. There's some like they tell you what they're doing. Bitch, I'm watching you do it.
Right.
Like, don't tell me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm watching you. Yeah.
But that's a whole other discussion about
Other things.
Not Moon Knight. There's nothing to do with Moon Knight, which with this one I love.
Yep. It was good.
Yeah. Read it.
So the album we went is Shrine of Belial, a V instead of an F in of.
Of course.
And Carving Away the Light is the EP. Came out in 2014. It's an independent release. And the band's out of South Africa. And they really love Dimmu Borgir.
They do. They do. You can't see my face. It's not good.
I just think it's so great because of the topic of last episode. So it was like,
I don't like Demon. Oh, we're going to listen to some Demon.
I enjoyed it mostly.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine.
It's fine for what it is.
It's Dimmu worship.
Yeah. Like, generally, like, that entire genre is just an ocean of, okay.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, you did it. Good job.
The second track was very pretty, but it went on for like 2 minutes too long.
Yeah.
And there's no vocals. I don't know, like,
Yeah.
it was weird.
Yeah.
It sounded pretty. Like, it
Yeah.
sounded like it had been a cool small segment of like a dissection song almost. But then it kept going.
Now, one of my biggest issues is the kick drum.
Well, yeah.
You know what it reminded me of? It's like somebody tapping on your forehead. Just nonstop. Just tap, 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 tap. That fucking clicky trigger sound.
Well, I'm convinced it's a drum machine.
Oh,
It's gotta be. Because it's a single dude.
Yeah.
It's one of those one-man black metal projects.
I mean, there's a chance that maybe he did record real drums. Well, if he did a really bad job, like, doing the production work. Like, awful. Because listening to it, like, for however long, it was 20 minutes?
Ish.
Yeah. It was just tap, 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 tap. On my forehead, just... It's like, God damn it. How many more songs of this are there?
And then you ended with a Dimmu cover.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah. And it's like, oh. And it's 7 minutes.
Yeah, it is. I didn't think it was that horrible myself. Yeah. Like, there was moments to enjoy, and then and then I get bored with it.
Right.
Like, oh my God, come on, let's go.
Now, I did look at least one of the track names.
Yeah.
Is the something Yelp of the Mephitic God? Well, Mephitic is defined as foul smelling. So what it is farts. The Yelp of a foul smelling God. Farts.
Well, I mean, it could be just a burp. It doesn't have to be a fart.
But because it's a Yelp, it's kind of, you know, that the high squeal fart?
Yes.
It's that.
The one that you're like trying to not fart and then it comes out anyway. Yeah. I did one of those this weekend. And I just got looked at. I was like, oh. Like, sometimes it happens. I'm sorry.
What you should have done is just play the track afterwards. It's like, it's an intro. It's an intro.
So you just really don't like that type or that genre? Like, I've never seen you hate a music style that much. I don't know if hate's the word.
It's not hate. It's just kind of just indifference to it. Like, none of it really grabbed me. Like, I can appreciate some of this stuff.
Yeah.
But overall, I would never choose to listen to this kind of
Gotcha.
music. Yeah.
I liked that it had, I don't know how else to describe it other than wavy melodies.
Yeah.
Like, you have the guitar or keyboard or whatever, and it kind of does its thing, and it feels like it's a wave almost. The rhythm of it feels wavy to me. Melodic waves.
You mean like melodies that climb up and down?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Melodic waves.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that when there's more to it.
Right.
Kind of like the Fester band does that, and it's not like this,
Yeah.
but they kind of have melodic wavy sounds.
Yeah.
So
I say with this, I think if you enjoy like the whole symphonic black metal thing, I think this is a good release for people who actually enjoy that kind of stuff.
absolutely. I don't know why you would. I don't know, like, why dig much further when you have the people that originated it.
True. Yeah.
But I mean,
And they're not gonna tap you on the forehead for 30 minutes.
right? Yeah. So, but I mean, if I've done it before with like thrash metal years and years ago, I was like, man, I love this stuff. What other shit is there?
Right.
And then over the years, it's like, oh, well, this is just derived from this, so let me listen to that instead.
Right. Exactly.
But if you feel like dive into Shrine of Belial and listen to Dimmu Borgir.
Hell yeah.
Dingus and Dongus.
Debacle.